Available on Blu-ray from Arrow Home Video is the Daiei Japanese film from 1966, Red Angel. This is one I'd never heard of. Now, that's not a surprise because I haven't heard of a lot of Japanese drama that was never released in America until recently. This was an interesting surprise. I really enjoy that Arrow is really delving deeply into some of the Japanese studio vaults for really high-quality films that were just never seen as commercial enough to put out in America. I could be wrong. This may have had a release here. It's just a movie I'd never heard of. So Red Angel is about a young nurse. She's a military nurse in China during the Japanese occupation, invasion / war there in the late 30s. To whatever degree that is factual. She's an army nurse, let's just say that. And this sort of just is a very brutal and disturbing horrors of war melodrama about this young idealistic nurse who cares about her patients, who is used and abused by the men around her who see her as a way to fulfill their manly desires and needs, but she's still trying to be pure and soldier on, and take care of the people she's in charge of taking care of. So she, at one point early in the film, she is brutalized by a group of army soldiers who are under her care, and she still manages to forge ahead, including, doing everything she can to help one of the main perpetrators of that crime survive because she's a nurse and that's what she does. She sort of falls for a morphine-addicted head of surgery who's much older than her and tries to do whatever she can to help him, survive the madness and the carnage of just endless streams of badly damaged men who are coming through their care. There are sequences in this film of forced amputations that are not graphic, not really graphic, but the lighting and the things you do see that are not graphic really sell the things you don't see that your mind fills in the gaps on, and it's really disturbing. And it's just this really kind of exploitive melodrama about this young nurse trying to do what she has vowed to do in a really, really hellacious situation. Beautifully shot, crisp black and white, great transfer on this movie. I thought this was really good. I went in blind, not really knowing anything about what the film was going to be about, where it was going to go, what genre, what style. And early on in that scene, reminded me of Gone with the Wind. There's that scene in Gone with the Wind where there's that high crane shot where you just see all these soldiers laid out who are bandaged and damaged from war, and Scarlett O'Hara is trying to go through and find one of them or go through and help one of them, and it's just overwhelming. This movie, I don't know if it was directly inspired by that, but it has that vibe at times where these makeshift hospitals are just a sea of men who are bandaged with limbs missing or about to be missing, and the hospitals, and it really sells the whole horrors of war thing. And it's so well shot. I wouldn't say that this would appeal to horror fans necessarily. It's not sold at all as that, but sometimes you'll see a film that's a drama that the content or the tone is so disturbing that it crosses genres and kind of dips a toe into that. This almost gets into that. Some of the treatment of the woman certainly falls into the exploitation category, and it's a heavy flick. So I thought it was really well done, really good. I'm glad I saw it. Again, any kind of Arrow transfer is going to look gorgeous. The extras you've got a commentary by a Japanese film expert that gets into all of that and everybody who was in the film and the history behind the film and the history behind the era that it takes place in. There's video essay, trailers, stills, all of that. So it's the usual, Arrow always does a really great job with anything, and even at their minimum level of extras, they're really insightful for the film, which this is. So you've got, beyond the movie, another hour or two probably of listening and viewing experience. And I just thought it was really good. I don't have a heck of a lot to say about it because it was just a solid, decent melodrama and insight into a part of world history, or at least a one point of view of world history that I didn't know about, and a good, at my lowest level of intellect, kind of a good gritty exploitation film. So available now on Blu-ray from Arrow Home Video is the Japanese drama Red Angel.